What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. This video, we're going to be sharing with you guys some news here. Usually, Plarium doesn't give us some news on the weekend, but here we go. We got the pretty big one here. We do have our next guaranteed champion, and we guessed it down to the T during our Fusion plan setup. So let's take a quick look at the Fusion calendar here. So this is the Plarium Play calendar. During the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there's going to be a little bit of a lull here. And we did notice that there was only 2 dungeon divers during this fusion for Titus. Well, now we know why. Because there's going to be a guaranteed champion starting on Monday. And it's going to be part of a deck of fate. And here it is. This Monday, July 7th, we're planning to launch a Inferno Deck of Fate where you get a chance to collect champion fragments for Graco's Turn Drake. You'll be able to earn points by summoning soul stones, getting artifacts and accessories. Basically exactly what we said. A Deck of Fate or a Hero's Path for a guaranteed champion, including dungeon diving and most likely soul stones. There'll be 100 fragments hidden in the deck, 30 fragments will be under 3 epic cards, 40 fragments will be under 8 rare cards, and 30 fragments will be under 10 common cards. No pinning of rarity is allowed in this Deck of Fate, and it's going to be a 4-day Deck of Fate. Now, honestly, I wasn't 100% sure which champion they would give us for the Deck of Fate. It was either going to be Greyco's or Balar. Honestly, I much rather would have had Balar Lost be offered, because they already focused a little bit on Gracos already. They gave his, I believe his 5-star soul for the winner of a champion chase. Not, obviously at the beginning of this last month. They haven't really focused too much on Balar the Lost. I think Balar the Lost would have been a much stronger option for this Deck of Fate. But if you guys are interested, or if you guys are thinking about going for this Deck of Fate, it is dungeon diving plus soul stones. So obviously it's going to be targeting people with big soul stones. These ones are going to be worth the most amount of points. And that is probably the desired way for Plarium to have us complete the Deck of Fate, because I think they're not going to give many points for the dungeon diving portion. Usually that's the case. You don't get a lot of points for the dungeon diving portion of the Deck of Fate. So they encourage you to pull soul stones. I think this is going to be a really, really tough Deck of Fate for people to complete, just because of what's going on right now. We got the Titus event going on. It's going to be a big energy spend leading up to it. We can take a quick look at the calendar here. At least we're going to have the Carosa's tournament going to be active during this Deck of Fate for Greyco's. So at least there's going to be something that you can kind of throw energy into. So the Corrosive tournament here. You also have the Ice Golem tournament as well, so you can throw a little bit of energy into there. But we're talking like big chunks of energy probably needed to finish this for Greyco. So if you don't have any soul stones to kind of supplement, this Deck of Fate for points, it's going to be really, really tough. Honestly, I'm not even sure I would really, really want to pull my big Eternal Soul Stones, because I really like, the boosted chance. I like the 2x chance for the big soul stones, 50% chance of the big 6-star instead of 25% chance. But it's going to be a lot of energy. My guess is going to be about, I don't know, 40,000 energy or something over 4 days. But let's quickly talk about the champion here. So Greyco's Turn Drake, I did do a showcase on him. If you guys are interested, I'll leave the link in the description below. But Greyco's, here he is. He's actually a good champion. He looks like a damage dealer, and he's kind of statted out that way. But he doesn't deal tons and tons of damage. But that doesn't mean he's useless, of course. He has an A1 here that ignores target's defense and also comes with a team-wide heal. He also has an AoE here, double hit, decreased defense with block buffs. Now, this is really, really good. Basically, Ugo's skill, but he has conditional upside as well. He has conditional ignore defense or ignore resistance on his A2. So it's better than Ugo's AoE decreased defense and block buffs, but Greyco's is a legendary, of course. And then his A3, he brings increased defense and block damage on a 3-turn cooldown. It's very, very solid. His passive also does a boost for damage for a team, which is really, really nice as well. So obviously my big thing for him would be somewhere in against the bosses in a team setting. He can pitch in a little bit of damage, but you're not going to be gearing him, like using him as like your arena nuke or anything like that. HP in all battles. And yeah, just a solid champion. Is he worth, the trouble? Is he worth the trouble? I'm not too sure. I don't really think so. But if you actually get this guy, he's going to be helpful in a lot of areas. AoE decreased defense and the block buffs. Unless you have three AoE block buff champions for your Hydra teams, he's going to slot in real good right there. He's also opposite affinity to Ugo, so you can slot him in during, bad affinity Hydra rotations and stuff like that. And of course, he's probably going to be doing a little bit better than Ugo. He does more healing, he has more protection, and he would do more damage than Ugo. So he would be an upgrade over her. Other than that, I mean, you're not going to use him in too many areas. This ability here, this block damage ability, is really strong. It's a 3-turn cooldown block damage. You don't get that very often, but you can't straight up replace him with in Demitha teams. So a lot of people were saying like this guy replacing Demitha and Demitha teams. Yes, you can make a clan boss team, unkillable block damage clan boss team with Greycoats, but he doesn't directly substitute for Demitha, because Demitha has a extension in her kit, and the teams that she's in requires her to extend the increased speed, for example. So Greycoats can't be a direct substitute, but he can definitely work in those type of teams if you cater a team for him and this block damage. And yeah, 3-turn cooldown, amazing block damage here. The increased defense doesn't really make sense because you already have block damage. Why have increased defense? It should be, plus crit damage or something. Something like that would have been nice, especially for a damage dealer. But yeah, make sure you guys check out the showcase for him. I'm going to provide the link in the description below and in the top corners here. He's a solid champion, but nothing too crazy. Now, like I said, the viability of getting him is going to be really tough. We have a lot of energy spend in this Titus fusion, but at least it lines up with the Corrosa tournament and a little bit of the Ice Golem as well. Now, the other thing we can kind of get away with is maybe we can alleviate some of the energy spend by participating in the extra summoning event. So the extra summoning event will allow us the opportunity to basically convert shards into fragments, and then we can use those additional fragments to skip energy heavy events. So, if you guys wanted to, we're really about it. There's the second summon rush. Participate in this, and then you guys will get some extra fragments, and then you guys can skip, potentially the upcoming dungeon diver, for example, and then you can save some energy there, and then convert that energy and use it during the Deck of Fate. So, anyways, it looks like there is going to be 3 dungeon divers during the span of 2 weeks, except one of the dungeon divers will be towards Greycoats, which is, obviously a better thing, I guess, but it's just going to be a ton of energy if you don't have any soul stones to help out. And I'm not a huge fan of pulling soul stones outside of the 2x. I'm just not a big fan of it. I don't think the loss of 25% chance at the big 6-star, is worth, energy. But yeah, not a lot of people have a ton of energy laying around. We did just have CVC, and we do have energy in the clan shop, guys, so that could help out. Make sure you guys claim that clan shop energy and all that. But it's going to be a ton. So anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the news today. Let me know what you guys think about Greycoats Turn Drake and what you guys think about this Deck of Fate that's coming up. Do you guys think he's worth it? Are you guys going to plan to go for it? I assume most people are going for the Titus Fusion, which means you guys are already focused on Titus, and now having to focus on Greycoats would be a little bit too difficult, I think. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below. Have a great Saturday or weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video.